Steve, 5 defeats on the spin. Can it be turned around?
Absolutely, yeah, and it has to be. It's not can it be? It has to be. I think you saw in the second half that we can play really good football. We can create a lot of chances. It didn't really go for us in their box today. Marcus on another day could have maybe had 2 or 3. We've hit the bar, we've hit the post. He's had a really good chance where I thought he just snatched a little bit at it. Scored a penalty. But we lost the game in 70 seconds really, and I just said there, we have to be as sharp as attack at the start of games, and we've started games slowly, and as I say, 70 seconds into the game, and yeah, it's not lost at 1-0, but you're fighting an uphill battle, and you're allowing them to go from a 4-4-2 to almost a 4-5-1 and slow everything down. And really, it's all of our doing.
And it's a confidence thing as well. When you're in a run like this, confidence is low, and then a goal after a minute, and then bump, backs against it again.
It is a confidence thing, but only we can get ourselves out of it. Only the lads in that dressing room can get ourselves out of it. Me and the staff and the lads have got to stick together. We've got to take the criticism that comes with it, because it's a results business, and of course we'll do that, and I'll do that. But only we can put it right. We're not going to get some magic wand. We're not going to suddenly get an influx of 4 or 5 players to help us out. We've got to do it together. So can't feel sorry for ourselves. It's been it's a terrible run. Certainly the worst run I've ever been involved in playing or coaching and managing. But we have to believe, and I do believe, that we can go to Blythe and win next week. So that has to be. That's all we can think about now. You're right. The second half was much better. But as I say, you're chasing the game, and I thought we created a lot of chances considering they were camped out a little bit. And for that, the credit to the lads for carving so many out. But as I say, we need to be so much better. But in both boxes today.
The danger man was always going to be Samson, and he was given so much space for both goals. In fact, he could have had a third if he'd had his head right. We've just not dealt with the ball in the box, and I know we've conceded a lot of goals, but a lot of them have been just bad mistakes, bad individual errors. But I do think in general we've defended the box better than when I first got here. But how can I come out and actually say that and people believe me, because we haven't coped with 2 balls into the box again. Is the squad improving since you've been here, do you think?
I don't think we've gone anywhere near as far as I'd hoped. By the time we got here, the results have certainly not improved at all. But we've made a little bit of room in the past few weeks to try and bring a couple of players in to help. We were really close to trying to do that this week. And we've got, as you mentioned last time I spoke, we've got a lot of experience not available at the moment. We've got George, we've got Duds, we've got Livs not available. Willow was ill this week, Matty, so we put him to the bench in the hope that we didn't need to use him. And we're quite down to bare bones at the moment, but we have to stick together. And as I said earlier, I'll take all the criticism that comes with it, but we just need to stick together. Everybody, players, staff, fans, everybody, to get us out of this.
You changed the keeper today. Was that to freshen it up a bit?
Yeah, I think anybody that was at Gloucester, anybody that was at Leamington, could see that you could make any number of changes after a really poor performance. And Lewis is a good keeper. They're both good keepers, and he hasn't become anything else overnight. He lost a bit of confidence, like a lot of people have. And we just thought it was time to freshen things up as well and bring him back in. He's got experience. He's a very good goalkeeper, and as I said, I don't think anything was down to him today.
Could you see the first goal particularly? Samson got so much space. Blakemore rather for the cross as well. Can you see in training this sort of error coming? Obviously, you'd rectify it if you could.
Well, yeah, of course. People will say, people will ask you the basics about, and that's all it is. It's the basics of defending, isn't it? It's stuff. Yeah, it's stuff that we do on a regular basis, but it goes a lot further than just could you stop it? It's got to be stopped at source. If the left wingers overlap, and who's helping Horse out, who's shuffling across, what is the is the wide man doing his job properly? And you can put down any number of things, but I'm not going to like sit here and talk about individual errors and naming people and shaming people, because I haven't seen the goal any other time than one. So that's something I'll do as the week goes on. We'll analyse the goals as we usually do. So after seeing it just once, I don't really want to throw people under the bus.
You spoke about players coming in and you were close, but it didn't happen. How close are you, and how many might it be next week, do you think, if at all?
I'd like to think we could get a couple in by next week. But it's difficult, as I said to you a number of times. You know, the players that are being offered to you are kids. You know, under 23 players, and we've got enough of them.
Yeah.
And as I said, you know, we've actually been too reliant on them, because, as I say, we were given another debut today, Ollie, and the lad's only just, you know, he was playing in the under-19s on Wednesday, so it's tough at the moment. There's no doubt about that, but we have to stick together and we have to believe we can get through it.
So the players that you're looking at are experienced players around this level of football.
Yeah, I think we need them, but as I say, it's difficult to get them this time of year. The clubs have been quite difficult to deal with.
And agents coming to these.
Well, to be honest with you, that's probably more the clubs than the agents are on these ones. But we've got to keep going. We've got to keep going. Try and get over the line this week, and just some new faces might just lift the place a little bit.
But you're confident it can be turned around?
It can be turned around, yes.
Steve, thanks for talking.